What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy Mac the Giants fan, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. And this is the true blue aftermath. Let's go.
You want to be great, you got to work at it, right?
What is going on out there? Hope everybody's having a great holiday. This game's finally in the books here. The Eagles Giants, man, showdown. It's always interesting when the Giants and Eagles hook up, man. It's always interesting. And this game went right down to the wire. The Giants really came out in the second half and showed an effort that impressed me. I must say, especially defensively, coming out, making some plays. Had the big pick six from Adoree Jackson. The fumble right to start the third quarter that just kind of changed the flow of this game around. But ultimately, still weren't able to quite get the job done. Coming up a little bit short against this Philadelphia Eagle team, 33-25. I mean, 33 to, hell was the score? I forgot the score was. 33 to, 33 to 25, yeah. What's going on? No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. Thanks for popping in, and Merry Christmas to you too. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, this game here, it got interesting. Like I said, I really, honestly, all the full disclosure, I expected the New York Giants to come out, and I thought it was going to be a long day at the office, like it usually is against the Philadelphia Eagle football team. Man, I thought the Eagles were going to come out and really just get their mojo back a little bit, so to speak. But they did not, man. They didn't truly do that, man. They came out and they looked like the same team they looked like all season, man. They won the football game, so be it. They're a better football team than us. They got the win. This team is going nowhere far in the playoffs. I'm telling you that right now. This team is frauds, man. This Eagle team is they're a team of frauds, man. They might win out the rest of their remaining schedule that they have. They might win out and win a division and be the first back-to-back winners in the NFCs in however many years. But at this end of the day, this team is frauds, man. This New York Giant team had this team where they wanted them, had their backs against the wall, man. Man, happy Merry Christmas to you, Gareth Hudson. I appreciate you stopping in, man. Merry Christmas to you, most definitely. And just weren't able to get it done, man. A couple of questionable, calls in this football game. I mean, offensively, let's start going the first half of this football game. Going at that one drive, you got you convert on 2 fourth downs with runs by Saquon Barkley. You get another opportunity, fourth and one again later on in the drive for the third time, and then you just come back and you think the Eagles aren't keying on that run now. You think they're not selling out on that run. That was a perfect play action down that you just let go to waste, man. When you could have probably got a big play off there, potentially scored, man. You just sit there and it was just the offense is so stagnant most of at times in this game. Yes, we got the big play late, touchdown pass late in the game from Tyrod to Darius Slayton, and that was a huge play. But this offense it needs way more of that. It just doesn't have nearly enough of that, man. That was, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest pass play of the season. I believe they said after it happened, like this. Come on, man. This is week 16. We need that energy. Look, for what it's worth, though, can't say I expected much from this football game, and I got a lot more than I expected, and I do appreciate the effort of the New York Giants here, man. But we got to do more, man. This off season is going to be critical for this team, man. A lot of work needs to be done, man. I mean, still needs work done on this offensive line. We need to get a quarterback. We need to get a quarterback for the future here. We need all kinds of help. We need personnel. We need help in the coaching staff, I believe. I mean, it's just this team gonna need a lot. This team is gonna be very busy this offseason, man. It's gonna be a lot to get done. But yeah, I definitely agree though, man. Like I said, it was so much more than I expected to see. We made the Eagles have to earn it. We made the Eagles have to work hard for it. We didn't just go down and lay down for them as we could have after that first half, 20-3, going to the locker room down 20-3. We could have just laid down for this football team, and we didn't do that, man. We definitely didn't. Absolutely need another edge to complement Kayvon Thibodeau, somebody a little more consistent. I mean, Azeez Ojulari could be still a good rotational piece, but I think at this point we need to get somebody else in there a little more competent, somebody a little more consistent, man. But this it's tough, man, because I take it personal when we play the Eagles. This is I know much as people always hate the Cowboys so much and this and that and the other, and plus I hate the Cowboys as well. But this Philadelphia Eagle team, I take it a little more personal, man. I live down here in Philadelphia Eagle country, man, and I just deal with it on a whole different level. And I just really can't. I can't with this football team, man. I really, no matter what the circumstance, the situation, I really want to always beat this team. I get it. You want to. It's probably better for the Giants in long run to just go ahead and take this L and keep their draft positioning a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I always want to beat the Eagles, and it's always going to not. It's never going to sit well with me when we lose to this football team, man. And this was a tough one because this is one we could have won, man. There's so many. We had missed opportunities in this, man. So many missed opportunities here. You're getting that late in that fourth quarter, that the two plays on third and one, fourth and one. Those two plays right there, man. I mean, Darren Waller. If he can hit Darren Waller, Darren Waller is pretty much going to walk into the end zone, man. There was nobody in front of him to stop him. Like, that's a huge missed opportunity right there. And that seems to be the story with the New York Giants this season, man. Just missed opportunity after missed opportunity, man. So I just don't know, man. I just don't. This team, like you watch other teams do and execute certain things and make it look so effortless, and then we just sit here and struggle with the most simplest of things. Yeah, man. I'm definitely in the heart of enemy territory, man. I'm in the heart of it, man. I live a half hour away from Lincoln Financial Field. Had the New York Giants game season been going a little better, man, I would have been at that game today. Most definitely. That was initially my plan when the schedule got released back in May, was to be at this football game today. But the Giants, season was going the way it was going, and I just chose I'm not. I chose to save my money. I mean, sure, this would have been an entertaining game to be at. It would have been, but at the end of the day, we still took the L, and I will still be up there dealing with rude ass Eagle fans as I'm walking away from the stadium. So I'm just think I just made the right decision to just enjoy this one from my home. Yeah, I agree, Stephen Bloom. I mean, there was definitely some questionable calls and referees as well. I don't like to ever really blame the refs too much. I just kind of, it is what it is, because usually in most games it's bad calls both ways, regardless. But this game, that last drive, that how do you got to call that? That pass interference on Wandale Robinson has to be called. That was blatant, clear cut pass interference. Stevie Wonder saw that was pass interference, and the referee sitting there looking right at the play, just doesn't even throw his flag at all. It was ridiculous. That was ridiculous to me. But it is what it is. Like I said, we went out there, man, and like I said, we did compete a lot harder than I expected, man. Oh yeah, most definitely. But they usually never gonna really call that one, Stephen Bloom. Unfortunately, those are the kind of things that happen on those situations. I don't really expect calls in those plays really, because it's always kind of like a scrum back in the end zone. It is what it is. It's just unfortunate. Like I said, the game had to come down to that because this New York Giant team really came out and overall, really, in a sense, outplayed the Philadelphia Eagles in the second half of this football game. And they showed a lot of fight, man. Like I said, a lot of fight that I wasn't even sure was in this football team. So I do give them props for that, man. It's just a tough way to lose on Christmas Day. Go out there, you put your heart out there. I mean, I don't necessarily blame Tommy DeVito for the first half ineptitude of the offense, but at the end of the day, I could get why in the third quarter you want to go with Tyrod, maybe try to get his team a little bit of a spark, and in a sense, maybe it did. I mean, yeah, sure, he got set up in a really nice situation right from the door to get that first touchdown, but you can kind of see a different energy with Tyrod out there as well. I mean, just the way he moves around in the pocket, it just maybe helps give this offense a little bit more of a chance. But he missed on a couple of throws that I really wish he could have connected on. Like I said, the Darren Waller one that he would have walked in the end zone, and then he missed on a couple other ones too. That I mean, like Wandale, he had Wandale pretty much wide open. He missed on that one as well. I mean, it's just it's just execution with this New York Giant team, man. At some point, man. Yeah, it's tough. Another double digit losing season. It's been too many of those in recent history. Garrett, I agree with that, man. It's definitely frustrating as a fan to keep watching this team just go down the smoke, man, almost each and every year. But I don't know. Like I said, when you see the kind of fight this team had in it, maybe you get a few more of the right pieces in here, and this team could be maybe headed in the right direction. Like I said, I think there are some major changes need to be made on this coaching staff. I mean, obviously, I think Bobby Johnson is an obvious one that it's just not working. Whatever he's coaching these guys to do, it's not working. It's not working no more. Obviously, I think you might even want to look at Mike Kafka, man, and look at his offensive play calling. That it just sometimes I just makes me scratch my head and wonder what is this guy doing, man. And then obviously special teams. Tommy Mack is a great guy. He's a great guy, but at this point, it's time to move on and find somebody else that can shore that unit up as well because execute special teams execution was also a little suspect, especially in the early part of this football game. What's going on, Coach Ed? So, you know, I mean, I'm glad we did at least get a competitive game, but I always still bummed out with the L's, man, with the loss, because especially against this Philadelphia Eagle team, I'm just bummed out. I was hoping for a Christmas miracle. I really love seeing like the Eagle fans squirm and make up all their little excuses as to why this and why that. Look, I said what I said. The Eagles are frauds. The Eagles are frauds. This is not the same football team from a year ago. And I just can't imagine them going very far this year in the playoffs in the NFC, man. I just think there's too many teams that can exploit their weaknesses a lot better than the New York Giants were able to today. I think that's what it came down to. The New York Giants just didn't have what takes to exploit the weaknesses of this Philadelphia Eagle team the way a lot of other teams have been throughout this season, and especially throughout this three-game losing streak that they just came off of. I don't know. Jamie Gillian's had a pretty good season, though. I think that he came into this game a little banged up, honestly, and I'm not really gonna hold too much. He's had a pretty strong season. He's a boy. He's potentially could even be a Pro Bowler, So I'm not gonna really, I don't know want to go down that road quite. I think he's been banged up, and he just had a tough go at it his first couple of punts, man. Had a tough go at it, so I don't know if I'd really be too upset with Jamie Gillian, man. Maybe they should have had somebody else in here in the first place, just to coming into this game knowing that he got a little banged up last week against the Saints. I just said the same thing right before you hopped in, Coach Ed. Saying I agree. Better offensive play call and executioner had opportunities to see a different result. Exactly, man. That's exactly that's what I mean. It's like execution, man. Because and some of the play calls were suspect, but then sometimes, like I said, it was just came down to simple, basic execution. Because the offensive line, for what it's worth, we can sit here and keep clamoring, beating. The offensive line probably had one of their better games, honestly. As weird as that might seem, they probably played one of their better football games here this week, here in Week 16, man. Yeah, absolutely. Those third and short, those calls, it's just, it's just mind blowing to me, man. I can't figure it out, man. I don't understand what they're trying to do. I don't really get it, but it's confusing. I'm just ready for this nightmare to be over, which is this 2023 season, man. Because this team needs a reset, need to get into the off season. I don't think this team is as far away as people think, man. I really don't. I really don't believe they are, man. I think it's just a few pieces that need a few pieces away, man. A few pieces away. Yeah, that one drop by Wandale was bad too. That's a play that needs to be made in that situation. I agree, Garrett. Definitely needs to make that play, come down with that pass in that situation. I mean, critical situation. That's just clutch, coming down, and he unfortunately wasn't able to make that play. But it wasn't necessarily a routine catch either, man. At the same time, it was, I mean, defender didn't get his hands on it, but he still played the ball pretty well. And it would have, it would have been a great catch if he was able to come down with it. But it was still a play that he should have been able to make. The officiating with the bad calls, that crew is the worst in the league. Damn, it's the crew. The crew is I know. See, I don't really follow the referees that close, but yeah, some of the calls were just questionable. There was a lot of questionable calls in this one, man. As far as but at the same end of the day, you gotta get used to it. Giants is a bad football team. Not used to getting that they're not used to getting the calls. Like I said, that pass interference against Wandale late in that game that they just didn't call, flat out didn't call, was that's just ridiculous to me. And one of those Eagle offensive tackles, I don't know I can't remember if it was Lane Johnson or the other one. They get out of their stance pretty early. Almost every damn play, almost every play. I mean, it's like they're like a tick ahead of the snap. That needs to be looked at. Somebody needs to keep an eye on that. I can't remember which one it was. If it was Lane Johnson or Mailata, but it was one of the tackles, and they kept. I noticed a lot of the game they were about a tick ahead of the snap coming out of their snap, man, and referees weren't calling the false starts on for that either. So just little things like that. But like I said, coming to this game, you got the New York Giants, you got the Philadelphia Eagles. Giants are what, 2 touchdown underdogs in this one, and they fought hard, man. They really did, man. But just like I said, just wasn't quite enough, man. That I tell you what it was, that last Philadelphia Eagle drive, man, where they just ran the ball right down our throat. That was something the New York Giants after that big touchdown uh, pass by Tyrod to Darius Slayton. They got to get. I'm thinking like defense should be fired up to come out there and maybe force a 3-and-out. And they just came out, and the Eagles at this point are just going to turn around and hand the ball off to Gainwell or to Swift. That's what they're doing, and you still can't call. That's one team imposing their will on the other. That's one team taking their strength, which is the Eagles' offensive line, which is a major strength, and they took it and they just imposed their will on the New York Giants on that drive, man. And they just literally, no secrets about it, just turned around and ran the ball right down the Giants' throat. And that was a little disappointing because I really wanted to see the defense come out there and be fired up and get a big 3-and-out and get that ball back into the offense's hands. And we could be talking about a completely different result. But that's not how it went. That's not how it played out, man. It is what it is. Uh, it's been a long year for the New York Giants, man. It's just been a long year for this New York Giant team, and I'm glad to see this team ending the season showing some fight. Like I said, the way this team came out early in the year, it was bad, it was terrible, it was despicable, and it was just downright almost impossible to watch. And at least even in defeat, this team is showing some desire and some fight that I was looking for even in the earlier part of the year. Like we're not just laying down and taking L's now. We're not just letting teams run over top of us. You got to earn them against this New York Giant team. It's been scrappy down the stretch, and would like to would like I said like to see a W. I would like to see a W here. I know a lot of people were still rooting for the loss and this that and the other, but I can never do that. I really wanted to see the W here. I was down in the first half thinking that the Eagles come out and blow us away, but second half started and then things just changed in that third quarter. The dynamic of this football game changed, and it gave me that belief and that life. And man, I'm sitting on my couch, man, banging on the table, man. I wanted to finish this game out, get this W, man. But just like I said, it wasn't our day. Get this team in a couple more weeks up in MetLife. Maybe we can kind of ruin their season a bit. Going into the postseason, man. Maybe we got opportunity to do that, man. We got one more against this team, and we'll see, man. We will see. And then just go out there, get ready for the Rams, and see what we can do against the Los Angeles Rams next week, man. Up at MetLife Stadium, man. I mean, it's not going to be an easy one. Obviously, the Rams are definitely very much in the thick of things in the NFC playoff picture, and they got a lot to play for. So they're going to come in and they're going to want to get after it with this against us, man. And we got to figure out a way, to try to slow that offense down. It's a high octane offense, and we're going to have our hands full. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. We'll see. But as long as we get the same desire and the same fight that, like I said, we got today, you never know what the result can be, because this game was just a couple of plays broke one way or the other. Like I said, we could be talking about a New York Giants victory right here today, man. Unfortunately, it just didn't play out that way. It is what it is. Those are the breaks, man. It's been like that pretty much this entire season for this New York Giant team. And, it's just what it is. I mean, it's another rough year, man. Look, as a fan, it's been tough these last 10 or plus years. It's been tough. It's been a long time, man. We haven't truly been good in a very long time, man. And a couple playoff appearances here and there since the last Super Bowl haven't really, added up to meant anything. So hasn't like those seasons haven't translated into sustained success again. So we need to build a team that can have sustained success. Like they've been talking about how they haven't been back to back division champions in this division in however many years. But the reality is, it's really been mostly just the Eagles and Cowboys going back and forth. I mean, the last time Giants won a division was the Super Bowl year, if I'm not mistaken. That's the last time the Giants won a division, and then Washington won a division. During the pandemic season right there, the 2020 year, Washington had won that division. But other than that, it ain't really been about much, man. It's not really been much going on in this division other than the Eagles and Cowboys. We got to figure out a way to change that. New York Giants, we got to get back in the mix, man, and be a little more relevant in this division, man. Hopefully that can start next year. What's going on, Miz? Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you. But hopefully things we can get back. I mean, I just want to become a relevant team again, man. It's I don't want to say it's totally depressing, but it's tough as a fan. Like I said, I take my fanhood is like I'm one of those kind of guys, man. If I lived in the area and could afford it, I'd have season tickets and be at every home game with my chest painted red and blue, man. I'm one of those guys, man. So it just weighs a lot on me, and I just hate watching my team be this bad and be this bad for as long as they've been bad. Like I said, I mean, you had a couple playoff appearances, 2016 playoff appearance last year, but let's face it, man, those were smoke screens, man. Smoke screens. But that's what I was saying, man. We played hard and you know respecting the loss, I suppose. But at the end of the day, still a loss to the team I hate the most. I mean, this is the team I hate the most, the Philadelphia Eagles. Contrary to most people hating the Cowboys so much, I hate the Cowboys too, but I hate the Eagles even more. Just like I said, because of what I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis in my life. And Miz said this, but this is the best for us. Hands in on Drake May, Caleb, Jalen, whoever they want. But it's going to be a quarterback. I mean, yeah, maybe, but you got to also remember, after watching what I've seen the last couple weeks between the Washington Commanders, they may very well be in that quarterback market now too, high up in the draft, and they're going to be picking probably in front of us most likely. So that's another team that's going to kind of interfere with that potentially, man. You keep thinking about the big three right there, and Drake May and damn Heisman winner and Jalen Daniels. But this it's so you got to remember other teams. I mean, you got New England in the mix. Washington, I think, is now maybe in the mix because I think Sam Howell getting benched 2 weeks back to back. That could be meaning that could be them souring on that young man big time, man. And they may just bring somebody else in. I think they can execute that offense a little bit better, man. So I'm about to get off. Actually, Maze, I'm about to end this, man, because A, I want to sink my teeth into this Ravens and 49ers game, and B, get myself something to eat, and then settle down. I gotta go to work early in the morning, and I gotta A lot of work to do. So I'm gonna probably be wrapping this up, man. But I appreciate you nonetheless. See, that's why we traded Leo. I mean, yeah, I can see that too. Having a little bit more, picks and things to have it as you know, things to help move along with the trade, man. But we'll see, man. Like I said, we'll see what they do, man. But we're gonna hopefully wrap this season up next couple of weeks and get into the off season and see what these New York Giants are made of, man. Because I think this team is not as far off as people think. I really don't. I think there's just a few key pieces that need to be fixed. I think defensively, this team just needs another piece or two, and it'll be an elite defense, and it can be an absolute elite defense. And we'll see, man. We'll see. But I do appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out for a little bit, real quick with me, man. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Christmas holiday, and most definitely check myself and Adam out on Wednesday. The time may change. Not 100% sure yet. May not be going on at 5:30. Might have to go on a little bit later to discuss with my co-host, my super dope co-host, Adam Casas. Had to discuss with him some things when I get to talk to him a little bit, and we'll figure it out. But I'll let you know, keep you up to date on that. Definitely going to be going on Wednesday, though. But it may not be at that regular time. May have to go at a little bit of a different time Wednesday. So keep you posted on that. But thanks again. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. And enjoy this Monday Night Football game with Ravens and the 49ers, because it should and definitely indeed be a great one, man. It's your boy Mac the Giants fan, man, saying happy holidays. Peace! I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MacDa Giants fan.